I mean, you've really sort of specialised in the hair ups, but I know colouring. You know, when you were at Weller, that
Yeah,
you're an extremely equipped hair colourist as
yeah,
well, and cutting.
yeah.
But it seems to me that you're still drawn very much to the
Hair up.
hair up.
I keep trying, every now and again, I try and niche and I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose the other two. But I do love,
What stops you wanting to do that niching down then?
I really, like,
Because Patrick Cameron's niche down,
it
hasn't he? That's all.
has.
That's all he does.
For me, it's the fear of losing the skill in the other two. And I really, I know everyone says this, but I really enjoy doing hair. Like, like I really enjoy it. Like, I just, it's like colouring in for me. Like, I love doing a beautiful haircut and I love being able to personalise that and colour it. And it's great being able to do
Uh,
hair up.
and there's something there that you're just saying you love doing all this. Would you say the same that you love doing hair if you were doing 5 days behind the chair?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I
You know, because why is that? Because if you just love doing hair so much, you would love doing it just, you know,
but it hurts.
5 days a week behind the chair.
It hurts. Honestly, it's sore. It's sore after a while. Your feet are sore and your back's sore and like honestly I take like the majority of my friends are hairdressers and all in different aspects of education and sales and owning salons and whatnot. And I've got friends for the whole time that I work for Wella, they continue to work on the same clientele. I mean, they've got an amazing clientele. And then I do like their clients' daughters and whatnot. And I just look at them sometimes. I'm like, how have you managed to keep doing that? Because it's hard. I mean, it's great work, but I think everyone will agree it's hard going work as well. Um, I think I enjoy it because in this little kind of like niche that I've made for myself, I get to do a little bit of what I love every single week. I think if I had to, I proved it just after lockdown. Basically, nearly everything went out the window. Education was still going, but it was very much a concentration on bridal because there was so much a backlog on weddings, which is why I gave up my clientele. That I was doing 4 and 5 weddings a week, and honestly, that was not fun. Like I love doing weddings, but to do that 5 days a week, that was pretty hard
Sometimes.
going.
Yeah, it's a question I asked a couple of people. I asked my wife as well, you know,
Mhm.
who's a hairdresser. And, you know, I said, do you still enjoy getting behind the chair? Is there a point in the industry where actually the appeal of working behind the chair goes?
I think there must be for some people. I remember being,
Yeah, because you're describing something that I've heard many
yeah,
times. That, you know, and is this why we then try to find our new place in the industry?
I think I remember being like really young, like really young, like baby fish hairdresser, and kind of looking around and going, I wonder what happens to all the old hairdressers.
Ask my mum.
Yeah, but I equally know like there's Betty Riley in Glasgow who she's not behind a chair anymore, but she's established as the longest running salon there is in Glasgow, and she still goes into the salon, and I think it's the salon that keeps her going.
I get that completely. You know, my mum won't mind me saying, you know,
Yeah, I remember you saying.
still doing hairdressing. I won't reveal her age, but you could kind of get an idea. I'm 53,
She's
so,
young at heart.
um, but 100%. You know, you'd meet her, and you know, you incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, and still does hair.
yeah,
And I think that's the thing about our industry, isn't it? But I think it's the intensity of how we kind of
yeah.
work. There is a question, and I know we're going live, so I appreciate if you don't want to answer it, if it's too
I
personal
know
to
what
ask
you're
on.
asking now.
But yeah, so
Go.
what brings in the most money for you? Can I ask you that question?
Yeah, I'm still with
Because
that.
you've got education, salon work, ambassador roles. Is there something there that's where you know you're still that is your bread and butter now for your life?
I sat not recently, but I sat. every now and again I try and be a grown up Dom, and I'm trying to work out things like, right, it's like as I said, I've got 3 avenues. That's how I see it. I've got 3 avenues, and over the last couple of months, what to bring in from that one, and that one, and hand obviously the salon side of things, that's new, so that's the least just now. But between education and bridal, it's much a muchness. Naturally, for anyone that does education, the biggest earner is when you run a course. But like everything that you do, it looks like you're earning a lot of money for one day, but you ain't just working one day. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's the lead up to that. It's everything you do in preparation for that. So although on paper it looks like you worked for 8 hours and you got X amount, it's like you couldn't just work for 8 hours, and well, I don't know, people can, but for me personally, it's like the amount of prep work that goes into those courses and the time that you don't even realize is working, that you're just sitting looking up things and being interested and think, oh God, actually that's a good idea. I'll put that in the course and going with it. So they kind of balance each other out.
Could you do all the educational stuff though without the salon work?
To me, they feed each other. Like now that I'm doing clients again, I'm getting more and more ideas for education. And then, like today, I was in a lovely salon doing some bridal training, and there was like a couple of things in the salon. I was like, oh, that's a good idea. And she's like, oh, I'll give you the name of the guy that does the marketing for it. And I was like, brilliant. So they all kind of feed each other to me. So
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm not
I
trying to
do.
politician answer you, but like
No,
honestly,
it's a good answer. I just feel like I want to ask questions
yeah,
sometimes that we talk about, and it is, it's important because we're all looking in, and the online courses. I mean, they must be earning an absolute fortune. We look at Sophia Hilton, who must be. I'm sure Sophia won't mind me up. Must be earning an absolute fortune. But have we seen? What are we now? What, 2 years after lockdown? We've kind of come out of that period. Is that is it still the big thing now, education in terms of, or did it get, there were so many people out there that actually it's all just got watered down, and actually there isn't that much money to go about from the industry in because everybody seems to be selling something, and I'm thinking,
yeah.
is there that much money out there with hair professionals? Are they drawing back? I think I've had overload of all this education.
I think there was a time during lockdown when I felt the education backlashed a bit. Not, I don't mean me personally or anyone personally, but you've seen a kind of like a twist, and when you're watching all the comments on the Facebook groups, instead of inspiring people, it actually started flipping and people started becoming demotivated. But I think it was more because a lot of people, let's think how to say this properly, a lot a lot of hairdressers would finish doing their training in their salon, and they would grow organically as their clientele grew, and they would grow over the years. And not a lot, like a lot of that segment wouldn't necessarily go on training days. And then all of a sudden, every single educator there was and is and wanted to be were all online. So it was like an overload, and it kind of started to motivate people a little bit. And then I think that calmed down once people realised, like, I'm just seeing all this thing that I've never seen before. And then when the salons went back, there was a massive, massive surge for in-person education. And then I personally feel that that plateaued quite a little bit, maybe just in about the last year. And then it seems to just be coming back around again. It's like everyone's kind of had their fill. They were kind of almost over-educated to that point, where, because you only take in so much, can't you?